So, as you know, the Brain Trust has recently joined Ukip, and they're taking issue with the fact that they are being called, particularly Sargon and Count Dankula, the classical liberals, are now being taken issue with that they are being called hard right or alt-right. And here's the thing, guys. If you join a hard right party, then you are most probably somewhat an alt-righter or, you know, a hardline conservative. I'm sorry that that upsets you, but you're the idiots who joined Ukip, not me. So, and by the way, we're just going to read this because this is from May of this year, 2018. And this isn't the only article that was written, by the way, about this. There are lots of articles. This is just one of them that I picked. So, UKIP leader plans to move party towards hard right. Gerard Batten urges people to read the Qur'an to educate themselves about the Islamic threat. So, this was written long before these idiots joined UKIP, and it was altered, and there's lots of articles all about Gerard Batten and what he plans to do with the party. So it's not like this information wasn't available ready to these people. But, you know, this is what happens when, you know, you're an idiot and you do these types of things. And I believe these idiots should be fully lambasted for their decisions. So I'm going to enjoy this while it lasts. So, UKIP leader Gerard Batten has reiterated his intention to move the party towards the hard right by urging people to read the Qur'an so they can educate themselves about the threat posed by Islam. Batten, who took over in February after the removal of Henry Bolton, repeated his belief that Islam is inherently anti-Semitic and that Labour Party is deliberately tolerant and prejudiced in order to attract Muslim votes. I draw attention to this problem that the Islamic ideology brings to our country, and to think that it is a perfectly reasonable thing to do so, he told BBC Two's Daily Politics. Batten has long held such views personally, describing Islam as a death cult. However, his espousal of such views as UKIP leader marks a significant change for a party that has traditionally made a point of opposing far-right infiltration. Now remember, Sargon and the rest have basically said that they are going to be watchdogs and warn UKIP about the far-right infiltration. Well, so much for being the watchdogs on that, guys, when you've sort of jumped on the ship with the rest of the far-righters in the UKIP boat. So a long-standing UKIP rule has barred entry to former members of the British National Party or the English Defence League. Yeah, because that stopped them flooding the party to vote for Anne-Marie Walters, didn't it? A hard-right anti-Muslim street group. However, Batten appears to be openly courting such support. Last week he took part in the in a long video interview with Tommy Robinson, the founder of the EDL, for Robinson's YouTube channel. Asked on Daily Politics about his opinion on Islam and being unnecessarily anti-Semitic, Batten said this was the case absolutely. But he declined that he was being anti-Islam, saying it's anti-Islamic ideology, that I have nothing against individuals, I take people as I find them, but the ideology of Islam is inherently anti-Semitic. So, challenged by the Liberal Democrat MP Laura Moran, who was also on the show, Batten told her, maybe you should read the Qur'an and the Hadith and educate yourself. After reciting a passage from the Hadith, an Islamic holy text, which he said backed his view, Batten rejected the idea. Not only a tiny portion of Islamic extremists believe this. They are not extremists, they are literalists who take it literally. Most Muslims don't, thank goodness, but a lot of people do take it literally, he said. Batten said he was not concerned about the politically stigmatizing Muslims in general, and said that people should learn about the threat posed by the faith. Not not if anybody does. No. If anybody doesn't know the truth of this, go buy yourself a copy of the Qur'an and the Hadith and read it yourself. Batten took over as interim leader within the party and stated as a mission go to stabilise the embattled party, which has seen three permanent leaders come and go since Nigel Farage stepped down in 2016. He has pledged to serve for a year and then hold a leadership election in which he may stand down. His approach for Ukip will have his first test on Thursday when the party, which won almost 4 million votes in the 2015 election, consists one quarter of the seats in the local elections. So, if you don't know about this, this is obviously written for the local elections, Ukip got wiped out. So, Batten told the Daily Politics he would be happy if Ukip took between 5 and 7% of the vote, and they didn't. They took far less than that. Like I say, they got wiped out. Where it was fighting for seats. He said that the party's slump in the polls was to be expected. There are two reasons for that. Number one is that an awful lot of people thought UKIP's job was done after the EU referendum. And secondly, we spent the last 2 years shooting ourselves in the foot, he said. So, that was obviously written before the election. As I say, they got wiped the fuck out, and you know, you got it there from your current leader's own mouth that he tends to move the party far right, and he is courting, you know, people from the EDL, people like that, to join the party, and as Sargon has shown, just ticking a box saying that you haven't been a member of like the EDL or like the National Front isn't going to stop these people. They'll just tick it anyway and then deny they were ever a member. So there you go.